Buckle up for another episode of Ghost Facers, a supernatural rewatch podcast. My name is Richard, and sitting shotgun as always is my brother in podcasting, Reed.
That's what you think, but your memory is false. Allow me to show you how this episode actually starts.
Oh. Buckle up for another episode of Ghost Facers, a supernatural rewatch podcast. My name is Richard, and sitting shotgun as always is my brother in podcasting, Reed.
Pretty different, am I right?
I couldn't have imagined something so different.
Let's get into this.
Ghosts! Ghost Facers! We're facing ghosts! We're others, we're not! We're ghosts! Ghost Facers! Stay in the kitchen when the kitchen gets hot! Ghosts! Ghost Facers! We're facing nightmare! We're facing dread! Ghosts! Ghost Facers! We're facing faceless! We're facing dead!
Welcome to Ghost Facers. Today we're discussing Season 8, Number 7?
Episode 7.
Episode 7.
A little slice
Of Kevin.
of Kevin.
A little slice of Kevin. Here's a letter.
Here's a slice.
Yeah. Cheesy.
Oh, you know.
7, Kevin.
I was going to say there actually is a little slice of Kevin in this episode.
Oh my god, there is. Oh, you think that's what's part of it?
I mean, it might be.
It might be.
It's kind of the only way it makes any sense, actually.
Well, no, because there's you get a little bit of heaven.
Oh, but that's not Kevin.
But that's the phrase is a little slice
Yeah.
of heaven.
But this is Kevin.
But it must be both. Yeah.
Lucky number Kevin.
Never select Kevin.
Skevin.
Yeah. Well,
11.
let's see.
And if that doesn't work, I use GOP.
Yeah. Let's see if this review talks about how great we are at saying
Hey, we got
funny
a review?
jokes.
Wow.
From Jesse.
Oh, Jesse.
5 stars on Spotify.
Okay.
And they say, "Hey, y'all. I approached this podcast much like I approached SPN itself. I found it randomly one day and then proceeded to binge watch / listen at a potentially concerning pace. I work a very boring desk job and need something to keep me awake, and y'all have definitely delivered. I'm not entirely caught up with the pod, but am up to season 6 at the moment and can't wait to listen. So many episodes."
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, we've got a long way ahead of us. Keep
Yeah.
it spooky. Much love from your friend from NC.
North Carolina?
North Carolina?
Sure.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess.
Take your shirt off. Twist it around your head. Spin it like a helicopter.
Isn't
This one's for who? This one's for you. This one's for us. Us.
Isn't Frank Underwood from North Carolina?
Frank Underwood.
Yeah, but let me be Frank.
Underwood.
Well, Underwood. One nation under. I actually think they make that joke in that show.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Because at one point they both run on the same ticket.
Oh.
Like he and his wife.
Sure.
And I think he says the words "one nation under wood." You go like, ugh,
Yuck.
come on.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a great review. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
Thanks, Frank Underwood.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse. It's not that Jesse. Couldn't be after all these years.
Could be.
It's Puff Cheese Pastries.
No.
Couldn't be.
No, not from NC.
Still pastries after all these years.
I think from another podcast.
From a long time ago.
Yeah. Years ago.
A long, long time ago.
So.
In a galaxy far away.
Wait, what?
Naboo was under an attack.
Is this was this
Do you not know the Weird Al one?
No.
So I thought me and Qui-Gon Jinn could talk the Federation into
Wow.
It's the first track on Weird Al's album Running with Scissors.
Oh.
It's called The Saga Begins.
Yeah.
And that basically, I think only episode 1 had come out at that point.
I think I'm only really up for Amish Paradise, and then everything else I'm sort of could not care less.
Crazy. You don't like Trapped in the Drive-Thru?
No. Not a white and nerdy fan.
Let's just do the fucking episode.
This is your line?
I think I might be done with the podcast.
Yeah. All right, Sam.
You don't understand. I finally had a normal life.
Yeah, I did a podcast with somebody.
I met
else.
a woman who hated my guts. Let me tell you really slowly what that was like.
No, I've seen your marriage long enough. This episode aired November 14th, 2012.
So bye this here Anakin guy.
All right. Written by Eugenie Ross Lemming
Ugh.
and Brad Buckner.
I mean,
Nepotism at its best.
I know, but listen, I'll give away the farm a little bit here. This is better than most of their episodes.
Then those two.
Yes.
What are the other ones that they've done?
One of the other ones was they did the cacao one, I'm pretty sure.
Cacao. Yeah, that wasn't good.
Heartache, that was a bad one.
Yeah.
I was willing to bet that what was one of the bad ones last season? Out with the Old, the Cursed Objects one. That must have been them, right?
Cursed Objects one?
Remember the one with like the store that was selling the cursed objects?
Oh, sure.
With the realtor who was a Leviathan and shit? Like,
sure, yeah.
that one I think is them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not sure, or I'm just blaming them for things now, but
I mean, why not?
yeah.
Right? Yeah, not a fan. Nepotism. Directed by Charles Robert Carner. Viewed by an estimated.
Okay, last week was another huge jump.
Yeah.
So did we go back down again, like 2.1?
Nope.
We go up again?
Nope.
3 million.
Nope.
4.
No.
4.5.
No, it's not up.
Oh.
When you said, is it up? I said no.
Oh.
And you just kept going up. I said no, and you just kept going.
1.7.
No, it's 2.
1.8.
It's 2.
1.9.
I already said it's 2.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
1.99.
No.
2.
No.
Point.
Yeah.
2.
Well, yes.
2.2.
Nope.
2.3.
Yes.
2.4.
No, I said it was 2.3.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
It's 2.32 again.
Oh.
2
it's
weeks
the
in a row.
same?
It's exactly the same. I double checked.
They've looped the feed?
Yeah, I guess. Bonkers.
Interesting.
And
Last
this
week's episode's so boring, though.
And this episode
Why would they
is
all stick around?
Great question.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Let's watch the promo
All right.
and see. I mean, it's not helping.
It's all right. I mean, it's smart of them to focus on Cass.
Cass is back. And
Cass is back, and that's a really smart way to position that promo, I think, because the rest of like what the episode is kind of like we're only getting like little slivers of actual stuff. The episode is about Cass coming back, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I think because I knew it was coming and I've seen the rest of the series, it was less impactful.
Sure.
And I think that's part of the problem was I was just like, but yeah, all right. But I guess, yeah, if you
It's
didn't
good,
know,
though, yeah.
and the show loves getting rid of characters and for some reason hates Cass. So.
And like to show a standoff with Crowley, because
Yeah,
like
that's
Crowley's
true.
been waiting for
That's
that
true.
too since the end of season
Yeah.
6. So
Fair, yeah.
You know,
it's better than I perceived it initially.
it's a decent promo, I would say.
So, a little slice of Kevin,
Yeah.
also known as a little slice of heaven,
Well, no, I think it's just
which
only
refers to a
known as
highly
that.
desirable place or person.
Sure.
International titles.
Titles.
International titles.
Plural. How many? 2?
I mean, 2, yeah. But still, look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not back with a bang, but it's
Sure.
back.
Yeah.
We're
Not
back.
with a bang, but a whimper.
Well,
Just the way I like it.
all right. Your Highness.
We'll talk about it. Okay. Hungary and Germany, I'm assuming.
Of course.
Okay.
Starting with Hungary.
Starting with Hungary. Okay.
Yes.
Break me off a piece of that Kevin bar.
That reminds me of the episode of The Office where he's trying to remember what that is.
Break me off a piece of that fancy feast.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
So
Break
funny.
me off a piece of that fancy feast.
So good. The The Hungarian title.
Okay, hit me.
The Prophet Candidate.
Do you know what? That actually, that sounds like a good, TV special.
The Prophet Candidate.
The Prophet Candidate.
That's true. Yeah,
yeah.
I
That's kind of cool.
it's not too bad.
I get it, but it's not a great. Yeah, I get it. I mean, listen, for Hungary, that's more on the nose than they usually are.
The German title is funny because I feel like I slightly get what they're trying to reference, but I don't know. It might be something in Germany.
Can I throw this out there?
Yeah.
Imagine there's no Kevin. It's easy if you try.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
No Mrs. Tran below us.
No Mr. Crowley
Above
behind.
us, cats can fly.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Imagine all these prophets.
Oh, okay.
Trying to read this rock.
Ooh. Okay.
So many layers to that.
Yep. So the German
the most
title.
sensitive German impression I've ever done on this show.
Yeah, I don't like it. There was no joke there.
No, it was just a very sincere,
Earnest, yeah.
German English parody of Imagine.
Yep.
We got so many episodes left.
It's a good way to feel after this episode.
Yeah.
So I think I get what the German's title might be referencing, and it might be a thing in Germany.
Sure.
As like a version of a thing that they make a joke about in this episode. It's a little clunky.
All right.
But I'm just wondering if maybe that's what they call it.
All right. It's a little McClunky. Give it to me.
McClunky. The German title is Unexpected Encounter.
Oh, like on Craigslist?
Because they make that joke in this too.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. It's a weird thing to reference.
But hang on, hang on though. Casual encounter is a vastly different concept from unexpected encounter, which is darker.
Yeah, it's not good by any stretch.
Unexpected encounter. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stay off German Craigslist, I think.
Yeah. It's called Hans List.
Yeah, I mean, Germany, famously not like
great
intense.
with lists.
Well, I was going to say Germany famously not intense sexually.
Yeah,
but
your joke was probably a better one to make.
Yeah, good lord.
Yeah, of course it's called Schindler's List. It's not Craigslist there.
Sorry. Craigslist.
It's instead Schindler's.
You think Craigslist in Germany is called Schindler's List? Oh no. Oh no. Good lord.
Or one.
I've
below.
never ever impugned Germany the way. They just did a nice version of Imagine in my world.
Yeah.
And don't listen to any other episodes.
Or any other comments you've made.
Or find me anywhere.
Yeah. Featured music from this episode.
Okay.
We Gotta Get Out of This Place by the Animals.
Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah. Gotta get out of this place. Castiel.
TV Guide describes this episode as Mrs. Tran and Kevin create a demon bomb to use against Crowley. Meanwhile, Sam and Dean are shocked when Castiel appears and tells them that he escaped from Purgatory.
Demon bomb, more like mom bomb.
Mom bum.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Demon bum.
Nope, never mind. I'm out again. I told my wife for this. Sorry, this is just your insensitive accent there made me think of this.
Name one time.
I told my wife a thing that surprisingly she didn't know, which was, there's that from the mid 2000s or early 2000s or whatever. Steven Seagal put out a reggaeton album.
Yes.
And there's a song on it, and his first line that he says is in like a kind of like patois voice. He says, "Mi wan da punani."
You have told me
I said that to my wife in the car a couple of days ago, and I thought she was going to drive off the road.
God, you guys can't both be like that.
Somehow she had never heard of that.
Oh man, did you play it for her?
No, because my daughter was in the car.
What's she gonna get? What that means?
I can't. I know, but she'll
She-
repeat it anyway. It's
Imagine
not
she
about.
walked around and be like, "Me
I
want
can't have her-
punani."
I can't have her go to school and
Just
say
say,
that.
"Me want da
Me
punani."
want da punani. That's I can't have that in my life. I can't be called into that meeting.
You're like, I need to explain. You remember Steven Seagal?
Yeah. You know Steven Seagal's album, his
Yeah.
reggaeton album from the mid 2000s. It's like, sir, the cops are outside.
Yeah, that's fair. It was always going to head this way.
Yeah.
Well, before we start talking about Steven Seagal's album, why don't we open up Dad's journal and learn about some of the real world lore?
Let's see what the lore says about survivor's guilt.
Man, we are really getting far and far. I'm glad I changed it from this week's monster a long time ago.
Hey, I got this week's monster for you right here.
Oh my god. Jesus. I mean, it was good.
Listen.
Open up Dad's journal and show me this week's monster. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! What did you do? Are you writing that down?
Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Reminder, remove insensitive joke from Dad's
no,
journal section.
no.
Okay, I added remove insensitive jokes from Dad's journal section to the list.
No.
Let me know if you'd like to add a time or location. You can say something like, set it for when I leave here.
No.
That's it's all good.
No. Never mind.
So, survivor's guilt. So for a long time, survivor's guilt was actually classified as like its own.
Being a pussy.
It was just classified as like just deal with it.
Yeah.
No. What do you even have to be guilty about?
Yeah. Oh my god. You're just
it was-
following order.
It was Jesus. That's not survivor's guilt. What you were
Oh.
describing there.
Fair.
It's a lot different. No, it used to be classified as kind of like its own disorder in terms of like mental health, but now it's considered like a very specific branch of PTSD, which is of course like a very wide-ranging kind of set of symptoms and effects and things like that. So survivor's guilt, put simply, is where some people that survive or make it through or come out maybe relatively unscathed from some sort of like intense trauma feel this like overwhelming kind of burden of guilt that they survived and that they made it through that other people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
There was a psychologist at the University of Warwick. His name was Stephen Joseph, and he studied a very particular case of like a capsized ship, and he interviewed survivors. There was about a third of the people on the ship survived. He interviewed them, and basically he classified survivor's guilt into sort of like three kind of categories. So the first category was the general guilt about being alive when other people aren't.
Sure.
Right? Pretty standard, pretty simple. The second one was about guilt about things they failed to do. So if they didn't help someone, like if part of how they survived is that they worried about themselves, they survived, and they didn't help someone. They had an opportunity to do a thing different and they didn't.
Okay.
That's a kind of class of guilt. And then the third class were feelings of guilt about the things they did do. So scrambling over others to escape a thing, or anything like that.
Still laid on a door and didn't give space for somebody else while floating in the water.
I mean, she didn't even give a shit. She was like, I'm gonna waste everyone's time and resources so I can throw my necklace in the sea.
Truly.
You know what? Rose was a bitch.
Whoa. By a rose of any other name.
Do you know what? If I was Balthazar, I would unsink the Titanic too.
Hell yeah.
Just to stop her, I guess.
lock her up.
Yeah. Lock Rose from Titanic up. But her necklace. was trying to make a her emails thing. It didn't work.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
so I mean, there's a lot of examples of survivor's guilt or survivor syndrome. It used to be called, in some circles, it was called KZ syndrome. From the
Wait, was that your Bill impression?
what?
Her necklace.
Well, why would it be Bill? He's not trying to get her to. It's just people yelling her.
Oh,
emails.
okay, but you said it like this.
But why would Bill be on?
I don't know. That's
so
what
he's just,
why I was
confused. He's in the wrong protest.
It's her necklace.
Get her emails.
So right, yeah. Okay.
Don't look at mine though.
Yeah. Oh. I gave her a necklace. That's for sure.
Jesus.
And pearls.
It used to be called KZ syndrome, which stands for Konzentrationslager syndrome, because it was also called concentration camp syndrome. Survivors of the Holocaust had were a very obvious sort of case study of this sort of thing. So some symptoms of survivor's guilt include, anxiety and depression and flashbacks of a traumatic event, obsessive thoughts about the event, being irritable or angry, feeling helpless, a lack of motivation, problems sleeping, headaches, nausea, stomachache, social isolation, suicidal ideation, all sorts of things. Now, you hear that list, that's like...
I was going to say, I'm like, do you have that?
PTSD generally.
Sure.
But there's an added layer, I forget which sort of scientist it was, but they said you got to kind of think of it like PTSD with the extra layer of regret. The idea that there's anything different to do. Because, you can have PTSD without that. You know what I mean? There doesn't always have to be a guilt component to trauma, right? But so survivor's guilt is slightly distinct that way. They did say that, like, people that are already predisposed to things like anxiety or depression, you might be more likely to develop PTSD or survivor's guilt going through a trauma like that. Likewise, the more traumas people go through, the more likely they are, A, to have PTSD/survivor's guilt.
Sure.
And B, the more acute that is likely to be. Like, there's a sort of compounding effect of traumas and things like that. I just want to take a quick second to say, I opened a bunch of websites. I was reading a bunch of stuff. And I tried to find one that had, like, how do people tend to cope with these things? And I found this one website, though, that had, like, unhelpful coping skills.
What?
Well, there's, like, which you would think is, the article should say it's things to, like, don't do this, it'll make it worse, right?
Sure.
Instead, what this article does is sort of, like, kind of talk up the unhealthy thing and then go, but don't. So, for example, I'll just give you in the absence of social support and other helpful coping strategies, you could also use alcohol or other substances to numb emotional distress and keep feelings of anxiety or depression at bay, which feels like a dangerous sentence to have written.
Be like, there is an
solution.
easier solution.
And then the very next sentence is, many people do find this strategy offers some temporary relief. Which is like, don't talk people into this. It's like, it could still have negative effects.
But, like, are you a pussy?
I mean, that's kind of the tone of this. And I was like, I was reading it. I was like, wait a minute. This is like, oh, this is one. Hey, it's not uncommon to try and suppress or avoid memories of trauma in order to escape unwanted emotions. You might try to deny feelings of guilt entirely, or alternatively, give in to them by assigning and accepting blame you don't deserve.
Weird that it says, but come on, you won't do it, winky face.
It's technically the section is called unhelpful coping skills, but the whole thing is written as like you could deal with this, or have you ever thought of like stuffing it down inside?
I will say,
letting it corrode your soul.
It's much easier.
Yikes. But yeah, that's survivor's guilt, baby.
Wow. Well, damn.
Aren't these fun sections?
I'm loving this season. We're getting some great lore.
Yeah, what I hit a dog with my car.
Yeah. This is how I describe human lore is just facts about mental health and animal abuse.
Siri, don't let me forget that other thing.
Nope, you're not going. I'll put it as a separate episode. We want the editor's cut.
We don't.
But before we talk about today's episode, let's open. Nope. We're gonna take a break, and we'll be back after this.
Nice.
Yeah. And we're back.
Got your ad right here.
Stop saying that.
You're gonna have. Oh no, wait. I see. Right.
Yeah.
Fell into the cycle.
Yeah. All right. Well, we begin.
Siri, remind me to fix that too.
No. As we always do, we begin every episode with the then.
Yeah.
Kevin's alive. He escaped Crowley.
Right.
He's got the demon tablet.
Yep.
Everybody wants the demon tablet.
Yep.
We know that the demon tablet has said stuff about how to close hell.
Yeah.
The demons don't know that yet, but have maybe heard about it.
Seal hell forever.
That's right. Kevin's mom was possessed.
Yeah. Kevin's mom was possessed.
It's all I've wanted.
Well,
No. Wish I was in Kevin's mom.
Jesus.
I've definitely made that joke before. Kevin and his mom are now on the run.
Yeah.
Kevin's mom.
Transmom's on the run, baby. You're running from a demon, baby.
It's Kevin and his mom are both on the run.
You're still doing it to Stacy's
Yeah,
mom?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're all Crowley.
Kevin doesn't know that his mother and me cooking up a bomb to kill demons.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And of
We're
course,
hiding in a church.
we know that Castiel is stuck in Purgatory.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the now.
Yeah.
We see a mother, a hot mom, and her son, hot son.
Jesus Christ.
Just a hot mom and her hot son.
Jesus Christ.
Just covered in paint.
Yeah, that kid is covered in paint.
Yeah.
Even the mom is like, it's finger painting, not whatever this is.
I'll teach you how to finger paint.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
So she takes him to the bathroom to clean him up, and she turns out to be a demon.
Okay, I want to throw a thing out there. I'm trying to look it up right now quickly while I'm talking. So when we're seeing all these kids playing, it's like a birthday party, and there's like stations, right? There's the kid painting, there's kids on a swing set, there's a couple of parents there or chaperones, or it's a daycare or something, right?
Sure.
So there's this one woman who's bringing the kid, lets him into the washroom in the park so he can wash the paint off his hands or whatever, right? But there's another woman, and we kind of open the episode. We barely see her, but we see her, and because she's at the swing set. I am convinced that woman is Brett's girlfriend from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, Brit.
Because she looks identical, but she does not have like a line. You don't even really see her face in this episode. But I was like, I know that hair.
Weird.
And I think it's her.
I mean, you could look up Flight of the Conchords, find her.
The one that plays Coco on Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No idea.
And if it's not her, then I don't know. I'm telling on myself in some way, but I'm not sure how.
You just really remembered that woman so much so that you could catch her in an instant?
Yeah, I know that hair.
Oh, I mean, look, I get it.
Yeah.
So
the kid goes to the bathroom.
And a tornado shows up.
Yeah.
But like not even like a big tornado, like a little one.
I mean, it's big enough. Right?
Depends how you use it.
Is it?
It depends how it wrecks shit.
All right. When I do it, it's tasteful.
It's not the size of the tornado, it's how it wrecks shit.
Jesus. It's how far from Kansas you end up.
Yeah. As long as it crushes a witch.
Jesus.
Anyways, that's the cold open.
Cool.
Now, Dean is driving.
Also, we see that the kid is gone. Like, the door swings open. Kid is gone.
Yeah. The kid is gone.
Also, the mom is a demon.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And the demon is his mom.
Still Stacey's mom. Yeah.
And thinks, so Dean's driving the Impala and thinks that he sees Castiel walking on the side of the road.
Yeah.
He hits the brakes, backs up. The angel.
It's just a bear.
Isn't
a
there.
big sign of a bear.
Well, it's not, but
Isn't it?
No.
Well, isn't it like a big like bear on the side of the road, like a sign for a park or some shit?
It's a sign for a resort.
It's not a bear?
It might be a bear, but it wasn't just a bear the way you said it.
I mean, I got there.
It's about how you wreck the park.
This is a good episode.
Yeah, no, we're great at this. This is good as this episode was.
You're all going to have survivor's guilt after you've been through this episode.
Oh my God. When Dean first sees Castiel, he stops and looks at that sign, which says Twin Pines Resort, which is a reference to Twin Pines Mall from Back to the Future.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Except this episode has nothing to do with Back to the Future at all.
No, but they needed a name.
There's no Libyan terrorists.
Yeah, and that's what I keep saying about this
There's
show.
no time travel.
Needs more
Yeah.
Libyan terrorists.
If I had one note, if I
Yeah.
was like an insane TV executive, if I had one note, it'd be like more Libyan terrorists.
Yeah, if you're going to talk about Twin Pines Mall, at least put in Libyan terrorists. Not time travel? No.
That's the bit of Back to the Future I liked the least.
Yeah, I like the mom fucking and Libyan terrorists.
Yeah, and I put up with time travel to get me there.
Yeah. So he arrives back at Rufus's cabin, and Sam asks what's wrong. And he says that he's fine. And Sam tells him that a boy named Aaron Weber went missing from a playground through a surprise tornado as it was hit.
Well, yeah.
He went missing. Tornado showed up.
Yes.
Maybe they're connected.
Yeah.
Sam does say Shazam.
Yes, he does.
In reference to the missing kid and the tornadoes. If you don't know, this is a reference to DC Comics.
Don't get shy about it now. You always do these asides. Don't get shy about it now that it's like actually something cool.
It's whenever I know actually about it and it's dorky, I'm like, I don't know.
Who you got to impress?
At Comic-Con, it's like, what are you here for? And I'm like,
Nothing.
podcast.
I don't know.
A literal thing I've done.
You get so sheepish.
I'm gonna podcast. Don't look at it though. It's stupid. It's about comic books.
Yeah, my podcast is weird looking. Don't do it.
But it could wreck a park real good.
Yeah. Could crush a witch.
So there have been other disappearances.
No. Do the thing. Talk about Shazam.
I don't really ever go into it more. I just say
You didn't even say anything, though.
It's a reference to a DC Comics character.
You
is what I
hadn't said that yet.
Yes, I did. You're literally not listening to me. It's the second thing so far.
Captain Marvel.
Shut the fuck up.
Created by C.C. Beck for Fawcett Comics.
Fawcett.
Yeah, Fawcett.
Yeah. Continue. Do the lore on Shazam. A thing you could have done.
No, I'm all right.
It's not really my thing.
Yeah. Besides, I don't even know where we are. I haven't been listening.
Yeah. Truer words never spoken. What are you, me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't like
That's
this.
on this show?
Oh, yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah. Inside you, there are two podcasts.
There have been other disappearances that correspond with freak weather phenomena in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But the victims don't have anything in common.
Are they always the same freak weather phenomena? I can't remember if they say like, holy shit, there was a volcano in Maine, or like if there's some, or if it's always just like rain and hail and like tornadoes and shit.
I don't remember, but also this doesn't come back in any sort of way.
I mean, doesn't it though? Wasn't there like a weather thing that happened when Kevin first showed up?
Yeah, but this has nothing.
When Kevin first showed up, and there was like a like that, he got struck by like
Sure, but that's not what this is about.
But we've established like a weather, like the idea is that when you like fuck with something important, then other shit like goes haywire, right?
Oh, I guess, but none of these have been like activated. So like.
Right, I see. Yeah, I don't know then. Yeah,
it's
you're
confusing.
Right. Unless we're supposed to just imagine that like the weather thing is just like angels are freaking out.
I guess.
Not I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah, you're right.
The
It is
brothers
weird.
then decide
I
to...
like it though for some reason.
The tornado looks like shit.
Well, no, but I just mean like the idea, like conceptually. I like the idea of like if you fuck with like the structure of the cosmos fucks back.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
I don't know why I like that, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, bottom like a top. The brothers decide...
Started as a bottom, now I'm here.
I'm glad you had the same thought. I know. Me too. Hashtag. We need to stop. I think it's like pent up from my day. I did something very respectful and important, and now I'm like...
And now, fuck it.
This is what I told you. My lives are going in the two extremes.
Yeah.
To balance one out, the other has to be even more, and it's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, you're going to fully become like the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
Be
just
like
to flip my
professional
head.
Richard, and then like, tits, ass, pussy. Just...
Look, it's like magic. The universe needs balance.
Yeah, it's true.
So the brothers decide they're going to investigate the possibility that demons are behind these kidnappings.
Right.
Indeed, Crowley is behind these disappearances, and he has been torturing Samandriel
Yeah.
with an angel blade, making him give up names.
Yeah. So Samandriel.
So Stump, this is the one way you're going to get them.
AKA Alfie. Yes. Yeah. If you want names, this is what you have to do. Yeah. Crowley's got like an apron on covered in blood.
We always love a
Samandriel's-
torturing Crowley.
We do, and he's got an angel blade, and he's clearly been like carving up Samandriel. And Samandriel says something like, "I gave you all the names," and Crowley's like, "There's more," and he's like, "There's not more."
No.
As far as angels go, Samandriel's pretty weak, I would say.
Because the next generation apparently isn't born yet. There are no more names.
Yeah.
Crowley stops torturing him and then goes to speak with the people his demons have kidnapped, among them Aaron, the boy that just got taken.
Yeah, there's a sort of like, I don't know, like Dr. Strangelove table in this other room.
Sure, yeah.
And all these people are sitting around.
It's kind of like a 12 Angry Men kind of.
Yeah, but there's like an old guy,
Yeah.
like sort of like middle-aged woman, a little kid covered in paint.
Yeah.
Like it's a very like weird.
It's like a test panel for like a movie or something.
It's a very that's right. Yeah. What was the part of the joke that you liked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a focus group.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Meanwhile, Kevin Tran and his mother, Linda Tran, have
my God.
have been hiding in an abandoned diner.
Yeah.
Set up with demon booby traps, salt lines, and hex bags.
Yep. And like Kevin comes in and his mom like douses him in holy water. Like I love when we saw Kevin, it was like, oh, he's like picked up all the hunter shit. And now it's like his mom is like all in the hunter
she's
life,
so in.
You know?
She
like,
says a line later that it's just like so clearly how like deep she's in it.
I really like, because it's been several weeks since we've sort of checked in on them, and I kind of like seeing this trajectory.
Totally.
I think that's pretty cool.
Linda tells Kevin that she wants to go on the offensive now by building demon-killing bombs the way that Kevin had in the previous season.
Yeah. Which is a better way to go on the offensive than to, like, have a Netflix special or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kevin's mom, triggered.
Yeah.
I'm going on the offensive.
Oh, no. Kevin's mom goes blue by going red.
Oh, no.
She found a witch named Delta Mendota on Craigslist. Oh, we have a similar list.
I didn't even know what accent that was going to be for a second, and I was worried, let's just say.
We might have a similar list.
No. This is an unairable episode.
And hired her to gather the ingredients they need for the spell. To kill Crowley's demons. Kevin isn't sure if they can trust her, but Linda says that Delta doesn't know the actual spell.
Yeah, and also like it's a casual encounter. This is where we get a Craigslist line. She's like, casual encounters, and Kevin's like, that's not what that means.
Yeah,
Mom.
that's a different thing.
Yeah.
And she should have everything they need soon. In Salina, Kansas, Dean and Sam question Mrs. Hagar, the last person to see Aaron before the tornado hit.
Right.
When Sam and Dean go to interview Betty Hagar about being possessed, they employ the now famous rock star aliases. Since they already had a Hagar, as in Sammy,
Sure.
Dean became Agent Roth, as in David Lee.
Love it.
With Sam completing the trifecta with a nice trivial twist as Agent Malloy. Mitch Malloy was briefly the third singer for Van Halen before contractual conflictions prevented him from being formally signed, causing the band to move on to Gary Cherone.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really a Cherone guy.
Yeah, my Cherone.
Yeah. She tells them that she doesn't remember anything between taking Aaron to the bathroom and waking up in a park 3 blocks away.
Right.
She doesn't react when Sam starts to mumble an exorcism under his breath. However, she says that it smelled like sulfur when she woke up.
Right.
They're
She's like, how did you know? And they're like, lucky guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, see ya, FBI.
They're almost certain that the demons have Aaron now, but aren't sure why. That night, as Sam sleeps, Dean reads through the missing persons report on their laptop. When lightning flashes, he looks up at the window and sees Castiel standing outside looking in. But in an instant, he's gone.
Yeah. Here's a thing that happens that I actually really like in this episode is like when Dean saw Cass on the side of the road and then he comes back home or whatever, Sam's like, it looks like you saw a ghost, but you'd probably like that, wouldn't you? And Dean's like, whatever. It doesn't say anything.
I didn't think it was like a mean way.
Well, but it's just Dean is like just in a
sure,
whatever. And then in this scene, Dean thinks he sees Cass, and then he could just be like, it was nothing. But instead he goes like, I'm pretty sure I saw Cass.
Which is
think
good.
I saw him on the road to...
Thank God.
I know. It's like, there's these like moments of... Because like we ended like last episode still pretty tense. You know what I mean? And so that in this episode, I mean, it's weird because I really like, there's a lot of kind of like nice brother moments or like actually like good communication moments in this episode. So I like that, but it also like doesn't work with where we are.
No.
Which is a really weird position to be in where it's
Absolutely.
like, this is what I wanted, but
not here, not like this.
You can't just do it whenever.
Yeah. So he feels terrible that he couldn't pull Castiel out of Purgatory.
Yeah.
And doesn't understand why Castiel didn't try harder to escape. Sam says that Dean is likely has survivor's guilt.
Lore segment.
And that he needs to get past it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much like that one article.
I do.
Why don't you drink
like,
more?
Yeah, Sam's like,
I found this great article.
You might have survivor's guilt. Have you thought of like drinking a bunch of alcohol to suppress the feeling, make yourself numb to it?
Yeah, that's all I do.
Remember the thing you were mad at me about last year?
Dean remembers a moment in Purgatory when Castiel had said that he couldn't get out. He wanted to thank Dean for everything he had done.
Yeah.
Dean had told him that no one would be left behind. The next morning, Crowley asks people he has kidnapped if they can read the demon tablet. They're confused, and some of them ask Crowley if they're on an alien spaceship.
Yeah, I do kind of like this moment where they're like, you're aliens, right? You abducted us. Like, this, you're aliens. And Crowley's like, okay, but can you read this?
Yeah.
And then the one guy's like, I have a job to go to. I got bills to pay. And I do like, Crowley's really good in this episode.
Classic Crowley
Because
hand
he's
gesture.
both like exhausted by them, but also amused by them.
And it's
but
also,
also,
like, they're
like-
not a threat to me. They're
They're not a threat, but he's also like, I got a fucking job I want done.
yeah.
And
I
he just
need-
fucking like, and the guy starts like coughing up blood,
Yeah,
and whatever,
yeah.
and like the keel's over, and he's like, anybody else have any questions? They all kind of go quiet. One of them tries to pretend to read it. It's like, one nation under
Yes.
God, like whatever she's
so
doing.
funny.
And he's like, it's sideways. And she's like, oh, yes, that's better.
So funny.
It's pretty good.
But it's also like Crowley's like, I don't need to kill you. Like, this isn't
Yeah.
even fun when you're just dumb.
Yeah, it's just like, but you're not even like trying to hide shit from
Yeah.
me. You're just too dumb to.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's not his bag.
Yeah.
Back in Selena, Sam has found another person who went missing during a strange weather phenomena. Luigi Ponzi in Rome.
Yeah. And Tina's like, we're going to Rome? And it's like, oh, no, we're not.
Have you seen Purgatory? We're not going to Rome.
Yeah. Do you think we have the budget for Rome?
Yeah, because we don't for Purgatory.
Yeah. 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 Dean is like wiping his face in the bathroom when he looks up. Cass is behind him. And he turns around. This time, Cass doesn't disappear.
Yes.
This is a weird cut, though, to me, because he just goes like, hello, Dean. And then we have a voiceover of Sam going, this is crazy. And then we cut to like 2 minutes from now.
Okay.
Where they're all just sitting out there and Sam's like, how are you back? It's like, why couldn't Sam just walk over? Like, I just don't get the cut. Like,
I have so many things to say.
like, why couldn't Dean just be like, Sammy? And then Sam comes over and we have the exact same conversation. But it's like to cut like a minute and a half into the future seems so silly.
Oh, I know. So,
because it's not even a commercial break, I don't think.
Maybe
it is. But yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes watching the way we watch, but maybe that's what it was.
So, for one, did you ever watch Beavis and Butthead?
A little bit.
Do you remember the episode where they want to look older so they can get alcohol, so they cut their pubes and put it on their face?
You think that's what Cass
That's what Castiel looks like. Yeah. It's the worst. It's as bad as old Sam.
Yeah.
It's a really bad beard.
I mean, on a show that is usually pretty on point with makeup and stuff, it looks like shit.
It looks like
it might even be his beard.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm almost certain.
It might be.
I can't imagine that's his beard.
But every scene we've seen him in, he's had that because it's all been Purgatory. Like, I think Misha might just grow a puby beard.
I need to look because it looks cut and pasted on.
It doesn't look good. I agree. But either way, do something with
it.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, when Sam comes over, his reaction of just like, I don't even know what the line was, but it's
like, this is insane. It's crazy. You're here.
It's so bad.
It's like a really weird line reading. It's a weird line in general.
It was so weird.
It doesn't really feel like Sam. It's so crazy that you're here, Cass.
It feels like it's like a Russian to English translation or something.
Yeah.
I am so being surprised by the fact that you are in this location.
Yeah.
Like it's so...
It is very weird. I agree.
Yeah. Strange ass cuts. But the reason why Castiel hasn't been able to get to them is that he's not at full power. And so he hasn't been able to fully make his way to them and connect to them.
Yeah.
But he decides he's going to go to do the shower because Dean's weirded out. Everyone's afraid.
Well, yeah, and Dean's like, "How'd you get out?" And Cass is like, "I don't remember." And Dean's like,
"Yeah."
And then Cass goes, "I'm dirty," and a bunch of fingers hit keyboards.
Truly. Yeah, a lot of people clipped that out, and yeah.
Dean, I'm dirty.
I don't know how I ever got out.
Yeah.
I don't know how I ever came out, but I'm dirty now, Dean. Dean remembers the moment they found the way out of Purgatory, and he performed the ritual to take Benny's soul into his arm. Not the end, but this is just the soul part.
Yes.
Of it.
Sorry, I just thought of a thing that I think I thought of while I was watching this, but I kind of forgotten. Cass goes to the washroom to clean up.
Yeah.
Because he looks like shit.
Yeah.
In a scene or two,
Mm-hmm.
Cass comes out of the washroom,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks like classic Cass.
Mm-hmm.
Like new duds.
Yes.
Jacket looks good, clean shaven. Like he looks good.
Yeah.
But here's the setup of that sequence: is that he and Angel, who presumably not at full power.
Yeah, so can't just snap his fingers and look normal.
Except he mostly does. He at least does it for clothes.
Because he didn't go in there and wash his clothes.
Well, exactly. So he did do it for some things.
But he did have to go to the shower to
he did have to do that. And he comes out holding a towel like he
shaved his beard. But it's also a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. So he's bad at it, which I kind of buy.
Sure.
But my point is, what?
That's a solid point. You know, I didn't consider that.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
What
in conclusion,
indeed?
what?
Fair.
I'm right? Like,
yeah, no.
I'm not crazy, right?
I had the same thought.
Yeah, okay.
We then see he and Castiel are heading for the portal, and the worst fight ever happens.
Yeah, a couple of Leviathans touch down, and it's...
All of this
I don't
Purgatory stuff sucks so much. It does feel like this was shot during COVID.
It feels like a student film.
Yeah.
And I can say that because I've also shot student films just in the woods in a park in a city.
Yes, it so feels like that. It's frustrating.
I've set illegal fires in High Park in Toronto filming a movie.
The only other fight this bad is that fucking Star Trek Generations fight.
Wait, which? Oh, what the old guy fight
Yes.
with Malcolm McDowell
Yes.
and
William
Shatner?
Shatner. Yes. Just
Fuck
two
up.
people in the middle of nowhere going. Yeah. Where it's like, I know this is intended to feel epic,
Yeah,
but it's not.
yeah. It's two guys fighting on a rusty staircase in a desert.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, I know this is. Yeah. Great movie, but good lord.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
While Castiel is in the bathroom, Dean tells Sam that he's not sure he believes Castiel's story because he remembers every moment in Purgatory and considers the shape of Castiel was in.
Yeah, Dean is like, I remember everything perfectly. That'll never come up.
Yeah.
And what the fuck?
There's no way some drastic change is going to happen when we look at this again.
Yeah. There's no way that my memory will be different. And
Yeah.
if it is different, I'll notice.
And if it is different, it better be so fucking different.
Yeah, it'll be more different than you've ever seen.
Meanwhile, Delta shows up at the trans hideout with the ingredients for the demon killing bombs.
I'm so into Delta.
I mean, yeah, she's very much your type.
Right. So my type.
Yeah. Whew. A lot of attitude.
Me and Kevin are both there. And Kevin's mom's like, don't even think about it.
Yeah, she's got a lot of attitude, but not actually threatening.
Yeah.
Very much your type.
I mean,
yeah, it's like theater threatening. Like, she smokes cigarettes behind the theater, but is still like in like Othello.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, you just kind of unlocked something for me there.
Yeah, no, I know. Look, I know what makes my friend come.
Huh. Go on.
Yeah, no.
No, I just mean with the episode.
Oh, sure. I
don't mean like, keep describing it to me.
That's what I kind of thought.
Yeah, the rest of you just cover your ears for a bit.
Yeah, I need
because
this.
we won't edit this episode.
Siri, don't ever edit this.
Yeah, reminder, don't edit this episode.
Siri, remind me to listen to this back. Yeah. Didn't we do an intro like that?
I think I did at some point. Yeah. At any rate, I'm really into pretty much everything about Delta except for her name.
Sure. Yeah, if it was Lauren.
Listen,
we all know.
We fucking can't now.
Because I will.
Because I will.
After Linda uses the water gun spray with her holy water,
I could use that right now.
She goes to the bathroom. When she gets back, Linda asks her why she only brought enough stuff to build one bomb. Delta tells them that they need to pay her now if they want more. And Linda, angry, tells Kevin to get her purse. Too late.
Okay, like, first of all, Mrs. Tran is like, everyone knows.
She goes real
She's like,
hard.
Everyone knows. You give me the goods, I give you the money. Even hookers know that. And then Delta's like, my sister's a hooker, and it's actually the exact opposite. So, and then Kevin's mom's like, I guess I don't know very much about hookers.
Yeah. Too bad.
Yeah. Kevin, I need you to go do some research.
Please. Too late. Kevin notices that Delta broke the salt line in the front of one of the windows, and Crowley appears in the room with another demon.
Yeah.
Delta made
a good
deal.
entrance.
Yeah. He banishes her by snapping his fingers and tells the other demon to kill Linda and disappears with Kevin.
I don't want to dwell on this, but
did she say something?
But there's like an energy here
with Delta
when Crowley shows up, and then they're like, "You betrayed us," and Delta's like, "I'm mercurial," and that's like a little funny.
Yeah.
But then Crowley says something, and then like Crowley says like, "She liked my deal better than yours, or whatever." Yeah. You're tough to deal with, Mrs. Trent. Yeah. And then when it cuts back to Delta, she goes, "Did I do good, Mr. Crowley?"
It was like the king or something like that.
It was like, "Did I do good, King of Hell?"
Yeah.
And man,
your eyes rolled in the back of your head.
Yeah. I paused it, rewound it.
Yeah. And I was here.
I have it on tape.
You were nice to me.
I
It was
rewound
weird.
it. Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't work like that.
It's weird because she's gone now in this episode, and it never comes up again.
Nope.
And we never implied that she like made a deal,
No.
like a demon deal, like
Nope.
something even a little bit sexy.
Nope.
So you kind of go like, so
What did she get out of this?
So what? Why? Yeah, why?
I mean, he could also have just been like, "I'll kill you otherwise."
I know, but then why is she so flirty? Like,
Yeah.
what I
fair.
mean is just
she's into it. I don't know.
as hot as it is, it's weird direction. Like,
Sure.
it's kind of aimless as far as like an approach to the scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Linda then grabs her water gun and starts soaking the demon with holy water in his face.
Which is great.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
liked that.
Easy. I really like Lauren Tom. She's so goddamn good.
She is really good.
Yeah.
Sam tells Dean that there haven't been any more freak disappearances and the list of names of the 7 people who have vanished. Castiel joins in the recitation, and they ask him how he knows who's gone missing.
He's like, those are all the prophets. And then we learn, I think, a thing we haven't learned about prophet lore before, which is that there can only ever be one at a time.
Yeah.
And he goes, they're all the backups. Like, if something were to have happened to... Here's the insane thing about heaven and shit. Is like, this whole show, 15 seasons, is fate or free will.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's obviously... But so... And heaven, for so long, at least, is like, it's fate. Even Lucifer is like, it's fate. All these things. And the thing of the boys is that they're the ones that fight it and set us on a different path. But why would every angel know the names of 8 prophets? Why do you need backup prophets if there's a fate? You know what I mean? Like, they didn't just come up with that list after Sam and Dean started fucking things up and introducing free will to, you know what I mean? Like, it's Sam. So the whole premise of the show is that Sam and Dean are the catalyst for free will.
Yeah.
But why would the angels need to know a list of 8 names to know who the prophets are? Like, because that feels like a backup plan. Like, if something happens.
No, I don't think it's an if. It's just like...
Or they just know.
That's just the order. Like...
But why is there an order? They're all alive now.
Yeah, but
this is what I mean.
Yeah, but they may all die and live.
They may? This is what I'm talking about. The angels
Well,
don't know.
I don't, because I don't know.
Well, but this is what I mean. There's like something is fundamentally breaking in the premise of Supernatural in that moment,
Sure.
right?
Yes. Because my perspective
Because
was...
then the guys are like, so where's Chuck? And they're like, I don't know. I guess Chuck's dead if there's a Kevin.
Yeah.
But so no one that ends up being its own thing. But like the fact that there are like 8 other people after Kevin, it's not like Cass goes, oh, Kevin dies next year. So then it goes to Steve, and then it goes to Patsy, and then like
my perspective
there's
was always
nothing like that.
Like,
It's just like a big like oopsie kind of thing.
my perspective was that they always had a list and knew who they all were, and there was an order, and they knew when ones were going to live and die. But then as soon as they started breaking everything down, getting that devil out and everything like that,
Right.
fucked everything up. And so either new ones had to be created,
Right.
or it's like those were always the order, and some were going to live and die at different times. And
I'm totally on board with that idea.
yeah,
But if you're going to teach us some of that lore, you
Make
got
it
to teach
clearer.
that now.
sure. Yeah.
You know,
It's gotta
what
be
I mean?
clear.
Like that. If we're bothering to ask Cass about how prophets work, this is the time to say it.
Sure.
That's
Sam and Dean then realize that Crowley must be holding the others as insurance while he looks for Kevin. And then Sam gets a call from Linda. Crowley has Kevin, and she needs their help.
yeah.
They drive to a meeting point, and as they wait for Linda, Dean remembers the moment he escaped from Purgatory.
Yeah.
And then we finish this terrible fight, and something hilarious happens.
Yeah. It's very obvious that how they set up this effects shot. But Dean like has to step the idea
over
is that it's like a tear in, because they refer to it in this episode as a seam.
Yeah.
They call it a tear, but Dean has to like step over the one edge of it.
Because it also feels like it's a thing that it's like as soon as you touch, it's going to suck you in.
I mean, I get that doesn't bother me as much. And to be honest, I don't even hate the idea of like stepping like over this like weird rip in space. But it objectively looks hilarious on screen.
It's-
Like I don't even think it's conceptually that weird, but it looks so fucking funny.
Also, his little just like foot lift over.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look difficult. It just looks like...
Yeah. Whoop.
Whoop. Yeah, it looks like he's getting on a down escalator. Joke for no one.
But for me, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So funny. That it's just it feels like a later flying fight we may see, where in theory,
Man, I can't wait until we get there. Is that season 12?
because that
I'm gonna lose my shit.
To me is a lot more epic than this.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, but here's the other thing, and this is not a surprise because we've seen part of this before already. It's like when we see that, like, go Dean.
Yeah,
it's just like a gentle slope. It's not like a cliff. It's not
some epic mountainside or something.
He doesn't even fall down a hill. He just kind of like lets go and kind of like moves like 3 inches. Goes, oh no!
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's poor. And I don't know who is totally to blame for that. If it's location scouting or if it's direction or if it's I don't know who to pin that on. But it looks cheap and shitty.
It's so bad. I also did find
on a show that does a lot with not much.
I will say
this looks particularly bad.
I found out recently Ivan Hayden's last season was season 7.
Well, there you go.
So there you go. It's so funny. The last thing he remembers from Purgatory was Castiel calling out his name as his hand slipped from Dean's grip.
Right.
Dean shakes free from the memory and then tells Castiel that he wants to talk to him outside the Impala.
Yeah, and they get out there, and Dean is kind of building up to this moment where he says, like, I didn't leave you behind. And Cass is like, do you think this is your fault? It sounds like you have survivor's guilt. Do you want to like take a bunch of drugs to repress it?
Yeah, it'll be a lot easier than the other options.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's some negative effects, but like, doesn't it sound like a thing you could do though?
Yeah, I've also got this gun. It's a pretty easy solution.
Dean, I read this article online.
Yeah.
It says if you could just push your emotions down all the way, they'll probably never come back up.
And if they do, it'll just hurt others.
Yeah, so that's not you.
Yeah, so not your problem.
Kind of sounds like a win-win.
They don't call you Winchesters.
I'm back. Yeah, you're not the fucking lose chesters, are you? Yeah.
Confused, Castiel asks Dean if he thinks of it his fault, and then before Dean can answer, Linda arrives. Linda gives Kevin's...
I wish.
Oh my god. Don't we all? Linda gives Kevin's note to Sam. They ask her what happened, and she admits that to hiring a witch who. So this is the moment too where it's like, oh god, Linda's come so far. They're like, what happened? She's like, I hired a witch. It didn't
you know
work
how
out.
it is. Yeah.
It's so like nonchalant, like, you know, the name of the game, which fucked you over, and the demons came.
I do really love that. She opens the trunk and she's got the other demon in there with the demon trap in the trunk. Like, I love her.
Yeah, incredible.
She's amazing.
Finally, some like strong kick-ass females on the show. We love it.
100%.
She admits to hiring the witch. So fortunately, she was able to capture the demon who was in the trunk. Dean unsheathes Ruby's knife. So
that's my demon screaming in the trunk.
Nice. Wait. That was you. Unsheathes Ruby's knife so he can torture him for Crowley's location.
Yeah. Like Dean slips right back into torture mode.
Oh
yeah.
Meanwhile,
I won't have any guilt about this.
There won't be any survivors. Castiel.
The only survivor's guilt I have is that I stopped watching.
Sure.
Survivor the show.
Yeah. Cool, man.
I don't know, man. How much more of this episode is there?
The only survivor's guilt I had was that I didn't vote for Richard.
Hatch?
Yeah.
What's in the hatch?
What's in the hatch? Lost?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Train of thought.
Meanwhile, Crowley is trying to convince Kevin to cooperate with him. He introduces Kevin to the other prophets and tells him that if he dies, we're just going to get replaced.
Yeah, and Kevin's still holding pretty resolute because Kevin's pretty tough now.
Absolutely.
And so Crowley, in a demonstration of his resolve, picks up the woman that pretended to read the Pledge of Allegiance
Yes.
or whatever earlier, and like lifts her up. And at first, I thought he was gonna like snap her neck or something because like her face and her neck and her body's kind of all contorting, and then she fucking explodes.
Yeah.
Great sound effect here,
Absolutely.
and good like the splatter effect. But what I love about the sound effect,
Sorry, what?
I said what I said. What I love about the sound
Sorry,
effect
Doc.
is that there's like the waves of it, right? Because some stuff explodes up and then hits the ground after. So there's
Sure.
like, psh, 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 like
Yeah, it's cool.
I really like it. It's very, very good sound design.
Then
Splatter.
wow, I barely know her.
Jesus.
He then straps Kevin into the same chair that Samandriel was tortured in,
Yeah.
and he cuts off his left pinky finger.
Yeah.
What?
Nope.
No, you didn't have anything to say there?
Well, nothing you'd want to say here.
What did I say?
Do you want me to remind
No,
you?
I don't want you to repeat.
Okay.
I was gonna try to
I
blame it
wasn't
in.
sure if you actually didn't remember.
No, I remembered. Two in the sink. The harming of a prophet as seen when Dean threatens Chuck into previous seasons attracts angels. Usually an archangel, which doesn't happen due to the idea that they're all gone, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
Although
it would be.
Gabriel hasn't been killed yet, and Michael is still around, and no one comes to
First
Kevin's
of all,
defense.
spoilers about Gabriel.
I guess.
And here's the thing: even if there is no archangel, you'd think it would set off some sort of thing in
Yeah.
heaven.
Yeah.
But again, who gives a shit about the lore of
Which then-
prophets? Because we're just making shit up anyway.
Which is part of the whole thing where it's like, I don't think the storms had anything to do with it.
Well, yeah, I guess they couldn't, right?
Yeah.
If kidnapping them set off storms, then what does fucking harming them do?
Exactly. So
Apparently
weird.
nothing.
Kevin screams in pain and finally agrees.
Just don't move him to a different
So-
location.
Yeah.
Do whatever the fuck you want to him here.
He starts reading the tablet slowly, but Crowley quickly becomes bored and tells him to get to the big stuff. I do like that he's blowing on a pinwheel.
Yeah, and he's like, this is like devastatingly micro or
Yeah.
whatever. So,
I've heard that before.
oh my God. Wow. Good Lord.
Dean, Castiel, Linda, and Sam drive to the abandoned factory in Atlantic, Iowa.
Right.
Dean checks with the captive demon, and they're in the right place, and then he kills them.
Why would you call any place in Iowa Atlantic?
Because
You're so far from the sea in Iowa.
they all talk like this there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they have a transatlantic accent there. Yeah.
A tran-Atlantic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Sam handcuffs Linda to her car's steering wheel.
Yeah. And he puts on Death Cab for Cutie. He goes, here's Transatlanticism. It's a great album.
Yeah, stay in this death cab, cutie. Are we?
Dean, wait up. I'll follow you into the dark.
Oh, hell yeah. Is this the new year?
Do you hear a bunch of like brass? Are those the marching bands of Manhattan?
This is a good podcast, right?
I don't know anymore, man.
I truly don't understand.
Do you know what? Once we finish this season, I'm done.
You keep saying that.
I'm out.
Okay.
I had something out there.
Yeah, what was that?
In that break between seasons that we
okay.
had.
Yeah.
I know you said I should look for you, but I was busy getting shit on for hitting a dog with my car.
Oh, that also sounds like something I might be interested in.
Is this a podcast? I don't even know what we're doing.
It's just
anymore.
a series of like radio edits. As Sam and Dean are infiltrating the warehouse where Crowley is holding Kevin, we do see a glimpse of a warning sign that reads, "Warning: Sharp objects, keep fingers clear."
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
There's also at some point in this sequence, there's one of those like number of days without an incident signs, but I didn't pause it fast enough, and I couldn't clock if there was a joke hidden in there or not. And I'm not sure if there was.
Hey, while you were in there, did you see any, I don't know, maybe signs about biohazards?
Holy shit, they're back. Holy fuck.
Because if that factory didn't have one...
I gotta offload these. I got way too many. I can't bring them back to my garage. The old lady's gonna have my head.
Who cares what kind of factory this is? Potato, tomato. Just
Listen.
throw one on the walls.
Listen, are you biological? Then every hazard's a biohazard if it's a hazard of you.
Because you bio.
Bio. Yeah.
By you.
Yeah.
Oh, hazard.
For you, bio.
Oh.
This is the slogans for their signs.
For you, bio.
If you're a Canadian podcaster, vote for Ghostface. Nominate Ghostfacers for Outstanding Comedy Series at
That's
the Canadian Podcast Awards.
We clearly deserve
Yeah.
it.
Remember, for you,
Bio.
bio.
Alone, Sam surprises 4 demons with Linda's demon-killing bomb, and then finds and helps the remaining 5 prophets escape.
Does it actually kill them? Is that the idea? Like, it's not just like banishing them or something. Like, this is like a weapon that actually like destroys demons the way that like killing them with the knife.
What's so funny that you
destroys
say
them,
that?
right?
So Sam in the warehouse uses this anti-demon bomb. The shadows of the 3 demons left are on the wall, actually an overhead door. At Hiroshima and Nagasaki,
Oh,
the
no.
light of the atomic blast was so intense that it instantly photo-bleached any dark and non-combustible surface, brick, concrete, stone. So people whose body cast shadows on the surfaces left permanent unbleached shadows.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool to invoke.
Should I bring that information when I go to Japan at
Yeah.
the end of the month?
Be like, hey,
Fun fact.
fun fact about your country that you probably don't know. Jesus.
So I'm going to say, yeah, I probably wiped them out. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Dean and Castiel go further into the factory, and Castiel struggles to kill the low-level demon as that they encounter.
Yeah, the demon even manages like a little bit of like telekinesis on Cass. And you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is up with Castiel?
Totally. Dean realizes that he's still weak from Purgatory. As Dean and Castiel get closer, Kevin continues reading the tablet. He tells Crowley about the information about how to kill demons and how to close the gates of hell.
Yeah.
So now Crowley knows that exists.
Yeah, Kevin finally is sort of. I thought, like, can he just lie long? Like, I mean, I've seen this before, but can he just lie long enough for the guys to get him? You
But
know,
he
what I
doesn't
mean?
know that they're coming. Like,
Well, no, but that's what
Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
there's also a personal note from the writer of the tablet,
Yeah.
God's scribe,
Metatron.
Metatron,
Yeah,
saying that after completing this
terrorize.
demons roll out.
Yeah. No, never mind. I was
Okay.
gonna try and do an Optimus Prime voice, but I can't.
Transformers.
Kevin Transformer.
Kevin Transformers.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's taking.
Can you do an Optimus Prime voice?
Uh,
Like Peter Cullen? Like, can you? No. Every time I'm about to do it, I'm going, my name's Optimus.
what?
Well, I'm worried that's what it's going to sound like every time I go to do, like, my name is Optimus Prime.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Autobots,
Roll out.
Yeah, I can't.
No.
That's not
I've
very
got
good.
a really deep voice, but it's not that.
Yeah. I don't have, like, the...
Gravitas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me either. It's just deep and not.
Yeah.
I did some like radio.
My name is Optimus Prime.
The ending turned into let the hate flow.
Oh, yeah. Optimus Prime.
Now you're just
Let your
Starscream.
anger flow through you.
Now you're just Starscream.
Oh, I could probably do Starscream.
Yeah. But I have neighbors.
Metatron, Scribe of God.
Yeah.
Also
Megatron.
could turn into a giant gun.
Yeah.
Remember that was
Weird.
Megatron's thing?
Yeah, I do. It's so weird.
Yeah.
You know, like on our planet where they've got revolvers and pistols. Well, I guess they don't have cars either. but-
Transformers, muskets in disguise.
So he's. Was there something with the wham movement I just did?
Sorry, I said musket. You made the hand motion of the ramrod, and then I was like, so the Transformer has to fuck a different Transformer.
Yeah, it's not just part of him. It has to be a different
he's not also the ramrod.
One's just the ram. Come here, Ram.
Starscream, get over here.
Also, Ramrod does sound like the name of a
It would
Transformer.
be a Transformer.
Yeah.
Ramrod actually would be a good Transformer name.
But also the worst job of any of the Transformers. Get inside of me, Ramrod.
Piston Fisted.
Yeah.
That's another cool one.
Piston Fister.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. Yeah, Hasbro, hit me up. I got all sorts of fucking Transformer
Ramrod,
names.
Piston Fister.
Ramrod.
Piston Fister.
Pister Fister.
Yeah. Is that Piston Fister on the radio?
Wait, what was no?
The way you move
Are you doing
anything, you know?
Hey, Soul Sister. Hey, Soul Fister.
Yeah.
Is that Piston
Fister?
Fister? This is unlistenable.
You know what? They always say the worst episodes.
I'm in a dark place today.
Fair. There is also a personal note from the writer Metatron saying that after completing this series of tablets, he is taking his leave of his master in this world.
Yeah.
Just as Crowley is asking Kevin if that means there are other tablets other than the Demon and the Leviathan tablets, Dean and Castiel find the door that Crowley and Kevin are behind. Dean can't pick the lock, so Castiel zaps inside alone.
Can we also just talk about that note? Metatron refers to himself as an archangel. When Kevin reads it, he says the Archangel Metatron.
Oh, interesting.
And I wonder if that's just a mistake.
Oh,
Because I don't think it ever comes up again.
Because he's the scribe.
He's the scribe, but like when Kevin's reading, he says like, "Here's a note from the Archangel Metatron."
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Crowley is surprised to see Castiel, and when Castiel pulls out this angel blade, he pulls out his own as well.
Yeah.
Kevin gets out of the way as Crowley and Castiel faced off across the tablet.
And Crowley's like, "You don't have the juice. Like, you don't want to do this right now." Crowley also, like, if he kept talking, he'd say like, "I don't even want to do this right now. I want you to be good when I kill you."
Yeah, yeah.
You know, which was the whole thing last season, right?
It's the hook thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Come here, Pan.
Man, a hook reference, crazy.
So good.
But then we get a classic Cass, like the light shining, the wings.
Yeah.
We're like, Cass is back because we're calling back to the first time he showed up.
Totally.
And I do kind of like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. When Crowley tries to grab the tablet and run, Castiel smashes it on the table, and Crowley vanishes with half the tablet in his hand.
Yeah.
Castiel collapses just as Dean bursts through the room.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Kevin is more determined than ever to close the gates of hell.
Yeah.
Sam tells him that Linda and Linda that they can stay with Garth in the meantime.
Yeah. Garth will look after them and they're like, no more going off on your own. And Linda's like, fine. It seems like you calling a witch is what started all this,
yes.
right?
While they talk, Dean confronts Castiel about his recklessness going against Crowley alone. Castiel says that Dean is not responsible for everything, and especially not for Castiel being left in purgatory.
Yeah, and Dean's like, you gave up. I had you. We've seen the flashback like 6 times now. And Cass is like, not like this, you haven't. And touches Dean's head.
And it's the biggest change we've ever seen.
We watched the exact same scene, except this time Cass kind of like, like kind of just flips Dean's
Instead
hand
of letting go, he goes,
like you would expect like
a big change where he says something.
The memory's totally different, or something shows up and Cass like turns around to fight it, or like something. But all it's just like their hands just come apart slightly differently, and then when we come out of it, Dean's like, "That was so different," and Cass is like, "I was stronger than you were,
which
I let you go." And you go, "Why? You were both there on the gentle slope. Why couldn't you both?" Lift one leg up and over, and then the other leg up and over, and get out of that portal. It like we're doing like a memory reveal, and it changed nothing.
It's so dumb.
It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah,
it's like way too small and subtle, and also still doesn't make sense.
Nope.
Even if it read properly, it just doesn't make, like, why is Cass doing that? They're
Yeah.
there. It's not like Dean can't reach it because he's reaching for Cass, so that Cass
Nope.
lets him go, and then Dean gets into the portal or, like, falls back through it or something. Dean's already in the portal. So Cass just come to, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? It's just going to close and you'll be on this side of it anyway.
Also,
It's like, it's just like what is happening?
the exact initial thing could have happened, and then he could have explained like he does now, and it would have had the same effect.
Yeah. It just, yeah.
Because he's like, no, I wanted to do penance. I was never going to come with you.
Yeah, which is like, that's fine.
That's fine.
But then just say that.
Just say that. You didn't
But
need to
instead,
show it
we
slightly
come out of this
different.
thing that's like basically not different. He goes, "You weren't strong. I was stronger than you." And you're like, "Okay, what?"
My dad can beat up your dad.
I just want to reiterate my point from earlier. What?
You know what? The second time it actually is more effective.
I just this episode made me want an Amelia flashback a little bit.
God, that's terrible. I used to like the Purgatory flashbacks.
I mean, we'll get into it, but like truly, this episode made the Purgatory flashbacks suck.
Yep.
And they used to be the good flashbacks.
But before we talk about our feelings, let's take a quick break. And we're back.
Zwip, zwip, zwip.
You don't have to do a thing every time.
I don't know. It's just I feel weird about
You
it.
can't not.
It's
It's a compulsion.
I don't like it.
Well, why don't you instead just talk about how you thought about the episode?
Well,
What do you, me?
on this show,
I mean,
I am.
all right. But I'm me on this show too, though.
are you?
No.
I kind of feel like you're more of a me on this show.
Oh my God. Is this the intersection? I'm the version of me from earlier. No, I say too many terrible things. No.
Here's the thing. At the top of this episode of us recording, I was like, I kind of like this episode.
I thought you said that, and I was like, really?
And then the further we got into it, I was like, wait a minute. This is all bullshit.
Wow, it's almost like you had a flashback and then had
And it was slightly different.
yeah, no, it was dramatically.
I mean,
different.
mine was vastly different. Yeah. This episode could take a cue from my experience of this episode in terms of how different memories of a thing could be.
I don't think you could have said that any clearer.
Here's the stuff I liked in this episode, the stuff that tricked me into liking this episode. Kevin's mom is great. I love like the trajectory of like we see it all through this show. People that start on the outside and who pick up hunting. We saw it with Jody. We see it, with other characters as we go. But I love like seeing them like pick stuff up because at a certain point in this show, Sam and Dean just have to basically know the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a fun way for the show to revisit, like, remember the first time we fought a djinn or whatever? And, like, you see other people, like, learning the ropes. I put a demon trap here. Put it whatever. Making these little mistakes that Sam and Dean have made, too.
Mm.
So I really like that. Crowley is amazing in this episode. Very, very good.
Yeah.
I love the torture scene with Samandriel. I love the idea of taking the other prophets and like maybe they can technically read it even though they've not been activated. It's like, no. And then having Kevin like be like, listen, you might be able to hold out, but if I just kill you, you think they have your resolve? One of them will read this for me eventually. And so Kevin's just like, fine, I'll fucking do it. Like that really works for me. Cass is really good in this episode. I like the way he plays his return, and he is like actually Cass and all this kind of stuff, and that stuff really works for me. The kind of raid on the compound's pretty good, but I mean, holy shit, the lore pieces don't make sense. Why are there storms when they're kidnapped but not when they're hurt?
Shut up. That's why.
Exactly. Why does Castiel have to take a human shower but an angel change of clothes? What? like, why is this whole thing all episode? Dean's like, I remember everything, and then Cass is like, you don't remember this, and we watch him and go, what? Is that not the? And then Cass is like, so I think we both can agree that was pretty different. You're like fucking what? This whole episode is just so fucking cheap and lazy.
Yep.
Like, there's some good shit. Like, I like the exploding person, or like Crowley killing the other guy. Like, there's some good stuff in this episode. I like seeing Cass with the wing thing back. There's really nice moments, but again, this is just such like a, I don't know, slap these fucking things together.
Yep.
We don't have Amelia flashbacks, but we have too many flashbacks of Dean and Cass somehow. Yeah, I mean, this episode ends up being really middling. I still think I enjoyed more things in it than I have in the last couple of weeks. But it's a pretty episode. I'm going to give this episode 3 little hops into a portal.
Cute.
Yeah.
This episode fucking sucks.
Okay.
There's only one good part of this episode, in my opinion.
Oh, is it Sam saying, it's crazy you're back, Cass? Wow.
There's one shot that I actually like,
Okay.
which is when Dean first gets back from at the very beginning of this episode. He gets back and
Right.
there's so many little things, and I don't know how much of it was Jensen, but there's a component of one, the camera movement's really cool because it basically swinging
Yeah.
left and right as Dean's walking back and forth behind Sam as they're talking.
That's
But
true.
He comes in with a 6-pack of bottles,
Yep.
and he comes in and he like takes the bottles, he puts them in the fridge. As they're having this whole conversation, he flattens the box out
Yep.
and puts it away, and the camera keeps swinging back and forth.
It is a good shot.
It's a cool shot.
It's really
It's a
cool.
great little scene.
Yeah.
I actually really like that. It's the only fucking redeemable part of this episode.
Okay.
I think Crowley's fine in this episode. I think it's
I
not
like
his
Crowley
best
in this.
Crowley work. I think he's been way more interesting. I think
Well,
he's so,
yeah, but that's also with better material.
Yeah,
That's not
it's
his fault.
so
That's-
poorly written though. I think that you can have so much fun with those other prophets, and it's almost there. It starts setting up to when the alien thing, and then it's just like a lost opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Most of them don't even have lines.
No, it's especially when it's like,
It would be such a cooler episode if we were just in the room with them.
yes,
And then every once in a while, Crowley comes in, takes someone in the back, we hear a scream. And
I love that.
If the episode was them being like, what do you think is happening
Yes.
right now?
I would have loved that.
Would have been really cool.
Great concept.
Yeah.
Really, really like that. I think that Kevin's not really doing or saying much in this episode. I think his mom's mostly carrying the
Yeah.
episode. She's fun, but like not enough to carry the episode, in my opinion. I think Jensen's trying his best to work with what he's got, and he's doing a lot of great like small acting and
Yeah.
things like that. But again, it's
But
not
also,
enough.
like, fucking what?
Yeah. It's so poorly shot. The effects are so fucking bad, even for a low budget episode.
Yeah.
Like,
Even like the weird desaturation
Yes.
thing of Purgatory, I was
like,
like,
not as
we've
good as
seen
it-
Purgatory better than this.
Yes.
Like,
this is shot in fucking BC, where you can get any type of landscape at any point. There's no excuse why the fucking like epic ending was like 2 actors who were fighting them. Like with this like terrible fight where it's just like they're kind of rolling around. It's like these are fucking Leviathan. Like,
Yeah,
and it's like this is the final end. They've been like fighting their way to this, and the way that they talked about it was like we fought our way to the end, and like I barely made it out alive. And it's like they seemed fine. He had a little hop at the
yeah,
end.
it
like
was fine. Yeah.
like it was totally fine. Like it's embarrassing what a boring ass episode this is, considering Castiel comes back with his shitty ass beard and makes no sense how he fucking got clean. Like
yeah.
Castiel, I actually don't think he was good.
I
in
need
this.
something that dissolves glue because I've got all these fucking pubes on my face.
Yes. Who's got an air? But like, I actually don't think his performance was that good.
Interesting.
I actually don't think he was that good in this episode. I don't think it was that interesting.
Interesting.
We've how many times have we fucking snuck into a goddamn factory? And it's like,
yeah. I also think that I know what that factory is. When you see it from the
the
outside,
green, like,
when you see it from the outside, there's the one spot with like the empty kind of cargo bays and like an open spot up top. I was like, is this like where they road haul that ghost?
oh, maybe.
I wonder. I had that thought briefly that it's the same location,
Yeah,
which
that,
is fine. Like reuse locations, they've done it before, but
that witch is almost interesting.
but not in this episode.
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
just
but-
barely. She's like she has 6 lines.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to make like a Ruby type character, but she's like not
It
fully
would have
there.
been more interesting to see that develop for a couple of episodes, and then she betrays them.
Again, she's theater dangerous. Like,
Oh man, but that's right where.
oh, I
live.
know. Easy.
Hey, do you want to go over our scene study before we have to do it later?
And she like puts a cigarette out and steps on it.
I guess.
Yeah. And you crumble.
Yeah. Maybe we could do shrooms first or something, though. Oh my God, yes. I love you.
It's this is the worst beginning of a season of the entire series.
Listen, I probably rank this higher than you're about to, but I agree. I'm baffled that season 8 starts this shaky.
like,
Because in my head, I'm like, season 8, we're in it, baby.
yeah,
Crazy.
it's
That I'm like, season 7's good compared to this.
also we've been fucking dragging along this goddamn Amelia story for so long, and then I'm like, oh, we're just getting nothing this episode. Is it over? It better not be over.
But also, like,
But also, I don't want it.
we've
but-
also, bad or not, we've concluded the Purgatory flashbacks now.
yeah,
And just think, like, next episode, then we got to go back to, like,
Amelia,
the
I
first
guess?
date they have
Oh
or
my
some bullshit.
God.
Like,
I'm gonna
like
kill myself.
it's crazy.
I can't believe that this is this bad. I always thought that like season 7, no, way better than
Season
this
7
so
is
far.
so much better than this. Or at the very least, more consistent.
Absolutely. I'm gonna give this 1.75
Whoa.
shots to Linda's face with the water gun.
Right. So not a thing that happens in the episode, just a thing you think of.
She shoots it.
Not to her face.
Fine, shots in the face involving Linda.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good way to talk around it.
Yeah, I saved it.
Nice.
Anyways,
Jesus. This fucking episode.
those were our reviews. But before we go,
Truly, if we didn't talk about the episode and you were just like, what did you think? I would have been like 4.
is that crazy?
And then as we were talking, I was like,
This
God
episode
damn it.
sucks.
Yeah. 3 is probably too high, but I'm going to stand by it because I did enjoy this more than the last couple of weeks.
Insane.
Yeah.
You've just got fucking theater goth vibes. Yeah.
Well, I also stopped paying attention
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Delta's not on screen, but
we've got some notes from fellow hunters.
okay.
So first note, a note from a fellow hunter: the haunted blood and where we go.
Ooh, okay.
So they go on to say, you guys are always fantastic, and I hope Kyle starts doing episode endings also, so we can get some more of that chemistry between you guys.
Well, that's fun.
So straight into the human meat of it all. You guys,
Which I imagine tastes like pork.
all right, you've imagined it too much, probably. You guys were talking about haunted blood, and if, when you die, your blood could become haunted. The way I think about it is that your ghostly soul is like a rat on a sinking ship. If you die, your soul is going to claw and fight its way towards the thing that it can most closely identify with. So,
You're reading like Avenged Sevenfold liner notes or something. Like, what the fuck was that?
yep,
Your soul is a rat on a sinking ship.
it claws towards the thing that it
Oh,
can most
holy
closely
shit.
identify with.
Oh my god! Do they have like merch I could buy?
Like between the two, if a doctor takes some of your blood, you're probably cool with it versus if they take your liver or your finger.
Right.
In Bobby's case, his body was gone from cremation. His flask was a part of his identity, so his soul grabbed onto the closest thing they had an identity tie or emotional attachment to.
Right. Like it probably wouldn't grab onto just like a random toenail you clipped.
Sure.
It's got to be something more significant.
That's fair.
That tracks. Yeah.
Have a super fantastic day, Spencer. P.S. I was wondering if I could find a picture of Bobby from Bobby's World as a ghost to include in this, but I saw that someone made him into a Ghost Rider. See below. If Bobby from Supernatural was Ghost Rider, would he have the idiot stare?
I mean, that's funny. Instead of the penance stare.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'll show it after.
Also, Bobby from Bobby's World. I tried to find a picture of Bobby from Bobby's World as a ghost. Remember that episode where he fucking died?
Yeah.
Remember the episode of Bobby's World where he tried to do a trick with his pig wheel? He got pancaked by a dump truck.
Oh no, I'm dead.
Nice. Not bad.
Thanks.
Dump truck, roll out.
Ow!
Ramrod.
Piston Fister. We need you.
Piston fist. Rim job. It's just a car made of rims. Hey, rim job.
Nice.
That guy's definitely a Predacon, put it that way.
Jesus. Thanks, Spencer.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Spencer.
On to the next note
Please keep listening.
from Lauren.
Listen, we need to fucking slow down.
Yeah. I'm finally caught up.
If we want this to last, we've got to slow down.
I'm finally caught up on both Supernatural and the pod.
Okay.
So I started both of them over again. You're my favorite Supernatural pod, and yes, I've listened to that pod. I was re-listening to season 7. Yes, I know it just came out, but we live in a capitalist hellscape, and I have very few budget-friendly joys. Anyways, you were talking about the Leviathans being a corporate monster, and I think one of my favorite interpretations of this is in the later seasons of Angel. Yes, I know Joss Whedon, but
Ooh,
those shows were defining media of my life, so here we are.
Totally.
If you're ever looking for some bonus lore, check out Wolfram and Hart. Wolf, Ram, and Hart.
You couldn't mean Ramrod. Could you?
Keep up the good work, gentlemen. You bring a lot of joy to my life. Lauren.
Listen, Lauren, you keep signing notes like that, we'll keep reading them.
It says she puts out a cigarette and walks back into the stage.
Oh, my God.
Says she's production.
She's got to go finish a costume track
Yeah.
for the...
She mapped out the lighting and wants you to get back to your spot. Get to your mark, she said, you bitch.
I mean... Whoo! Tell it on myself.
I know so well.
Yep. I married a stage manager.
You were going to marry one of them.
I mean, no.
Okay.
He's pretty much only going to marry this one.
I just mean you was going to be a stage manager.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Well, if you want to continue the discussion online, you can do so through our Patreon.
Go to patreon.com/ghostfacers for only $1 a month. You get access to Angel Radio, our amazing Discord server. You can meet other fun people and chat about the show, and it helps to support us.
Also, if you have a note about a past or future episode, or you just want to say hi, you can send us an email like Lauren.
I fucking mean it. Easy.
Email ghostfacerspodcast@gmail.com or reach out to us through our various social media platforms.
We're Ghostfacers Pod on Facebook and Instagram.
Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you get us on. And while you're there, why don't you give us a 5-star review and we'll read it on a future episode like we did today.
Do you know what I'm going to do right now
What's that?
that we haven't talked about, but I'm committing to it?
Oh?
In November,
Yeah.
if you like being part of Angel Radio, you're going to love being part of extra supernatural shit.
Whoa, you're doing it.
I'm committing to it.
Oh,
There
wow.
will be a new tier coming to our Patreon
Holy shit.
that will get you access to some bonus stuff.
Oh my
some
God.
different takes on things. We've
Oh
got some plans
my
we've been chatting
God.
about. But yeah, in November, that's coming.
Holy shit. There's a lot we can announce very soon.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too. So there's a little sprinkle there.
A little soupçon.
A little soupçon.
Also, if you want your For Us by Yo shirts.
Yeah. Fubo.
Yeah. the Bio Brothers hazard signs.
For us by you.
You can get those shirts at ghostfacerspodcaststore.com.
Wow.
And if you like this kind of content, you might like, you heard that Shazam at the beginning of this episode? You want to know
Yeah.
more about the lore behind that character?
Go on over to the Dr. DC podcast. We answer listener questions. We talk about superheroes
sure
in DC
do.
Comics, and you don't need to know anything about them, but if you like the way that we talk about lore and stuff like that over here, you might like the way that we talk about that stuff over there.
And that is it for this week. Say goodbye, bitch.
Jerk.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.